What is up, Mr. P, back with another video. NEO stock just formed this pattern and you need to know what it is. And it's really important, alright, because this is gonna determine where NEO stock is headed. Now, about a month ago, back in January 31st, I published this video warning you guys to take some profit while it was at around $60, right? And congrats to those people that did take profits. Good congrats to you guys, man. You guys saved yourself a lot of pain, and you can use that money to buy NEO stock when it's much lower. So kudos to you guys. And then on March 8th, I published this video about this do or die line that NEO has to get up to, and it has to break if it wants to go higher. And if it gets rejected, we're going to head a lot lower. And this was when NEO stock was way back down over here, and it's going to bounce up to about 45-ish, 43 to 45-ish. And what did NEO stock do? Boom, NEO stock bounced up to 44, 45-ish. I'm telling you guys, man, if you guys took profits over there, congrats to you guys. You guys saved yourself a lot of pain. Good for you. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. What you do with your money is up to you. It's not my decision to make, but, my family, we make a living off of technical analysis, especially my father. Everything that we have in our life was because of him, and he's been trading for 30 years, and he passed on a lot of his knowledge to me. So I'm so proud that I can share this with you guys and tell you what's going on. So stay tuned and see what's going on with NEO, alright? So this is my chart right now. I mean, I've also done analysis for Tesla as well, but I didn't make it public. And man, I timed this bull run perfectly, and this top, man, that was good timing, my friend. But we're not looking into Tesla, we're looking into NEO, all right? We're looking into NEO. Now, ignore everything that's on the charts right now. We're going to clean all of this up and then do it from scratch, all right? We're going to do it from scratch. Now, remember the line. First, we're going to look at that very important line that I told you guys about, and that was this line over here. Right? That was a do or die line, and I told you guys, man, this has to break. If it doesn't break and hold, if you just get a fake out, this is like a fake out, in basketball where, James Harden does that fake out, yeah, Euro step. This is that move, man. This is a fake out, right? Don't get faked out, my friend. So this is a fake out, and then we got faked out, and then we got pushed back down, a retest going back down. I told you guys, man, this is not good. This is the do or die line. It had to break this line. So unfortunately, NEO stock did not break this line. So where is it headed now? All right, that's $1 million question, and I'm gonna try to answer. Another very important thing another important line that we have to draw out is around this over here. This is around $39-ish. And we can see that before, when it hit that $39-ish, boom, it broke below, but it got sucked back up. Oh, that tells you that this line is very important. There's a lot of buyers at this line willing to step in. Now, so what about in the future? Well, let's go forward in time. We never really broke that line until over here, where we got this huge momentum overshoot, where you're just like, man, it's like when we're trying to hit on the brakes, it doesn't stop right away, right? So it goes overshoot, and then we got sucked back up, right? And then to the do or die line, and then we failed that do or die line, and now we're back down below that 39.44-ish area. Now, this, my friend, does not look good, my friend. This does not look good. To me, I personally would not touch NEO stock with a 10-inch pole or anything, man. Let's take a look at what this is. This looks very, very similar to a head and shoulders pattern. So we got the head over here, and then here we got the shoulders. And don't worry about this overshoot, man. This overshoot below the neckline, that's just because this movement down has been way too strong, and it overshooted. That just means a lot of buyers over here. There weren't enough buyers over here, and that's actually a very, very bearish signal to you. There's supposed to be a lot of buyers, but man, there were way too many sellers that they couldn't handle it, man. So boom, but we did eventually get up above it, and then now we're over here. And man, as you guys probably know, a head and shoulders is a reversal pattern, and this is so critical that you guys have to think about stocks this way. You guys have to think about it this way. Oh, and before I tell you guys anything else further, you guys got to join our Discord server. You know, we got plenty of good guys on the Discord server. You know, Rick, VX, I mean, they share a lot of investment advice and what they're doing. A lot of cool people, David Wilder. Man, so you got to join our Discord server. Link is down below in the description. Also check out my official merch. Now, back to the charts. This is not looking good, my friend. I mean, this is how you got to think about stocks, is that you got to think about all the volume that's above this level, all right? So, we're going to draw a nice little box. All right, let's draw a nice little box. So, from over here all the way until over here, right? So you can see that all this volume, all the volume down here, that's above. These are all guys that bought in and they're in pain because, you know, their stock, they're holding NIO stock and the stock is down maybe 50% from when they bought it, or they're down 30%, they're down 20%, down 40%. So they're in a lot of pain. And that means that this whole area is going to be a big resistance, this head and shoulders. That's why the head and shoulders, it works, all right? All these guys, they're looking to get out, all right? You know, most of them think they're going to hold. Hey, I'm going to be new to the moon. We're going to hold for a long time. But, I mean, when the stock is down 40% or 50%, that's a very big psychological hit to anyone. And they want to get out, man. They want to get rid of the pain. Whenever there's pain, you want to get rid of it. So that's why the head and shoulders works, my friend. So anytime the stock goes up, you know, now that it's broken this line, anytime it goes up above this area to this rectangle, there's going to be a lot of selling pressure because these people that want to get out, they got their chance now. They got their chance to get out. So there's going to be a ton of selling pressure. What's happening right now is we have this head and shoulders, and boom, we have this nice little retest, and it's looking like that we might get another fake out, maybe fake out above, maybe to 40, 42, 43-ish, maybe 40-ish. And then, but it's looking like we got rejected over here, and we're going to head much down lower. Now, the classical target analysis for head and shoulders is you take the head and then you take the distance that it goes to the shoulders to the neckline. We're gonna make it a little bit darker and also a little bit thicker so you guys can see, and you just drag all the way down to where the neckline broke, and there you get your target. Now this is pointing at $15, my friend. $15, which is actually a very good support. And you guys are probably thinking, holy smokes, NIO at $15? How the hell is that possible, man? Well, I mean, like, $15 is still like, what, 6-7x from the all-time lows. So it's not, you know, if you were back here, you know, back when NIO was like $1 or $2 and it went to $15, you'd be like, holy damn, I 6x my money, man. So don't be like, hey, it already dropped a lot, it can't drop more. That's one of the common fallacies of investing. When it goes down, there's no limit to how much down it can go. So we got a nice little retest, and it's probably looking like it's gonna head down much lower. And we got nice support at 15. Now, do I think it's going to go that low? I personally do not think so. I personally think that we might stop at around this level. So there's a little gap over here, and it needs to get gap filled. So personally, I think we'll fill this gap and then maybe hold at around that level if it gets that low. Now, let's talk a little bit about fundamentals and what's going on with NIO, because that is also pretty damn important. Right now, there's a global chip shortage, and Tesla just had to increase the prices for the Model Y due to chip shortages, and NIO will have to. NIO is also going to be affected. There's no question about that. Now the question is, will they reduce their production or will they increase prices? Now that's two ways to go. I think they will increase prices. They might increase prices because they want to keep their capacity at the current capacity. March deliveries will be super important because right now what's going on psychologically with NIO stock is that people are factoring future growth and future profits, right? That's the thing about growth companies, right? You don't look at what's going on right now. You look at what's going to be going on in the future. So with that in mind, people are expecting NIO to grow month to month, and they're going to be expecting, future profits. But right now, if March deliveries are, around 6,000, less than 7,000 deliveries, that might signal to people that NIO is hitting stagnation. And that's not good. Stagnation or actually declining growth. That's not good. All right? That means that all the expectations that are way up there, we got those expectations. All of a sudden, that looks like it's not going to happen. So investors, man, they were seeing this, but now in reality, the trajectory is more going like that. So that's not good. That means that they might have to revise down their guidance. They might have to revise down their expectations. So that huge change in expectation is going to be very bearish for the sentiment, for NIO stock. So that is something to be careful of for March deliveries. March deliveries are super important. So I can't wait to see what they do. People are taking delivery of the car. I do see that a lot. But it's hard to tell if it's going to be more or it's going to be less than before. So we'll just have to wait until the first week of April when they release their numbers. So NIO stock looks like it's going to head down much lower. I personally would not buy it. I mean, this is like trying to catch a falling knife, all right? And this really reminds me of the cannabis sector back in 2018 when everything was just rampant. It all went 10x, 60x, 100x. And then people were like, oh my God, this is the new gold. This is everything. And then it just started its decline and it never stopped. And people kept on getting suckered in because they think, they look at all-time highs and they're like, oh my God, I think, this stock can go back up there. But it never did. It just kept on going lower and lower and lower and lower. So this is something that's happening right now. Now, apart from that, there's also the factor of, I call it trade war 2.0, because right now, what the US did in Alaska was a big gut punch to China. Man, they invited China over there to have a peaceful talk, to have, a good negotiation with the new president. New President Biden has come in. Now we're going to have a good, nice negotiation, talk about the future. And instead, they started blasting China about everything that they're doing wrong, everything that they're doing bad, that we're going to put sanctions on you. Man, and China's pissed off. China's like, no, what the hell, man? We didn't come all the way over here to Alaska just for you guys to piss on us. So we're going to piss back on you. So it became a pissing match. And this has caused a lot of bad things. And, people are boycotting foreign brands. And there's global sanctions against China. And China is also doing everything in return. You place tariffs on us. We place tariffs on you. You sanction us. We sanction you. So it's just become a big pissing match. And that's not looking good, man. That's not looking good, my friend. That just means that, in the future, any sort of, if NIO expands over there, that might be, I hope that nothing happens, but, they might have some sanctions. You can't rule out the possibility about that. Now, another big important thing that I want to address is expansion. Now, the amount of costs that NIO incurs scares me. It really does scare me, my friend, because they're really not earning much money. Their two sources of main revenue are from selling vehicles, right? And then their NIO Life apparel and food, and that kind of stuff. Those are the two main sources of revenue. Everything else is expenses. Battery swap is expenses. Free charging is expenses. New house rent is expenses. R&D is expenses. So they have a lot of expenses. And expanding to foreign countries, to Europe, is going to cost a lot of money. And that scares me. And I'm pretty sure that Neil will have to do more dilution. Actually, I'm more than 90% sure that Neil will have to do more dilution. And the problem is, when will it do it? Now, I think they should do it as soon as possible, as fast as possible, because right now, at the stock price about $37, they can do a decent amount. They can get a decent amount of cash with very little dilution. But imagine if the stock dropped by half from where it is right now, down to maybe like 17-ish or something like that, or 18-ish. Then that means you have to dilute by twice the amount of shares just to get the same amount of cash. If they're going to do dilution, they got to do it fast, because otherwise it's going to be more painful for investors. So I remember back then when Neil was like around $2, you know, if they did dilution back then, they wouldn't raise much cash, and it would be just a big gut punch to investors, and that would be just a disaster. So kudos to them for not diluting back when it was like that low, because if they did, man, Neil's stock would probably go to like the pennies. Guys, this is the outlook right now. I mean, personally, I think we might hit $22, and we'll see what goes on. March deliveries are super important, so keep an eye out for that. Right now, it's not looking like it's gonna hit much higher. You know, remember this big rectangle, man. This is all the volume from here to here. That's everyone that's in here, that bought in here, and they want to get out. They're in pain. They want to get out. Just be careful, man. Be careful, Neil stock. I wouldn't buy in right now. Maybe I'd probably wait until 20-ish, maybe even 15-ish. That's when I'll look to buy in. Without further ado, go check out my Neil merch, join our Discord channel, and have a good one. Peace out.